messing up tremendously today. So, as a recap, because I wasn't live all that time, I thought I was on YouTube and Facebook. Jeez Louise, help me, Jesus. I've been having a time this morning. Oh my goodness. So, here's the science behind it. Identify your strengths. Okay. Focus on your positive qualities. It helps boost your self-esteem. You are reminded of your great attributes, your accomplishments, your personal fulfillment. It definitely boosts your confidence. You have a sense of achievement. You focus on that positive energy and cultivate those skills, right? Because when you do that, it helps you pull out of a slump when you've been in one. Okay, we all have mountaintop experiences and then we get into the valley low. And so when we pull out our list and remind ourselves of who we are, then we can defeat those ants, which are automatic negative thoughts, right? Those ants in our lives, we have to squash them. We have to kill it, right? Because if we don't kill the ants in our lives, the automatic negative thoughts, according to psychologists, then it builds walls up in our lives. And then we are locked into a fortress because we're bombarded by our negative self-talk, our negative mindset and thinking. And what that does is it creates a stronghold in our lives and keeps us bound. It cripples us and paralyzes us. And so we allow that imposter syndrome to come in and take over. Imposter syndrome is a matter of fraudulent thoughts. We begin to think that we are an imposter, that we are fraudulent, and somebody's going to find out about it. Somebody's going to say, you don't deserve to be in this position. You shouldn't be here. You're not this and you're not that. And those are our own thoughts in our head. So many people wrestle with that. When I was doing the research, I found out Tom Hanks, Jodie Foster, Maya Angelou, many well-accomplished people, Lupita Nyong'o, a famous actress, she wrestled with it as well. And so we have to remind ourselves, just like they do, we got to brush ourselves off, talk to ourselves, look in the mirror, speak to yourself. You remember the movie Evan Almighty, where he got in that mirror every day and spoke positive affirmations over himself? We have to do the same thing too. So get in that mirror, talk yourself up, speak to yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord, look at your positive qualities, think about what you bring to the table, who you are, what people love about you. We know that we love when a person has positive qualities, right? We're attracted to that in them. It doesn't matter if it's familial, platonic relationship, professional relationship. We're attracted to people who have that positive mindset, right? And who adds positivity and positive energy to the room, and they add value. So likewise, people are attracted to us in that same regard. And so as long as we continue to foster those things, and when we're in a defeated and low place, we can go back and refresh and remind ourselves of who we are. So here's some tips to work on your mindset and reframing. Be self-aware, number one. Number two, focus and begin to implement. Number three, notice your responses throughout the day. And number four, make your positive affirmations, okay? Think about who you are. Speak to yourself. One of the activities I recommend you do, aside from writing down, because it says to think about your positive qualities, but I also want you to write it down. Write it down on a piece of paper, write it down in a journal, in a notebook, write it down somewhere that you can post it on a note card, on your mirror even, so that when you look in a mirror, you have those positive qualities about yourself. But here's the activity. I went to a conference, and one of the things that we were tasked with in our assignment was to do a 20-second video. You just get your phone, record yourself speaking to yourself in that mirror of the phone, right? And say, you can do this, girl. You got it. You're strong. You're resilient. You're positive. You got a purpose. You're on assignment. Speak to yourself, so that when you're down and in a low place, you can remind yourself, if you didn't get the account, if you didn't win the sale, if you didn't whatever, you're feeling low, pull that little 20-second video out and remind yourself of who you are and whose you are. You are a child of the King. You are chosen. You're called. You're anointed. And those are the things you can do to bounce back from a low place, because we have our highs and we also have our lows. And so reminding ourselves about who we are and our positive qualities and attributes is not about, being, self-absorbed or being narcissistic. It's about reflecting on who you are when you need it most, when you are in a down and low place, right? So one of the things, if you're looking at yourself, like what you don't have and what you wish you had, and all of those things, I wish I could be this, and my life isn't this, and I wish that, and blah blah blah. No, look at what is working and what is doing going well in your life, and reprogram your brain. We don't have to. The way it is now is not fixed forever. We can reprogram our brain, recondition, rewrite, and rescript our lives, right? Our mindset. I love studying the brain and neuroplasticity. And I just think that it is beautiful how God gives us the ability to rewire. And the word talks about renewing our mind according to the word of God, because sometimes we can have some stinking thinking that keeps us trapped, right? So we need to go back and revisit, speak our positive confessions over ourselves, and say what the word says. I am who the word says I am. I am victorious. I am a winner. I'm a champion. I'm a overcomer. I'm more than a conqueror. Whatever your confessions are. And I was saying when I thought I was live on Facebook and YouTube, I still wasn't. I had this posted on an envelope in my closet for years. And I would say maybe about 15 years. And I wrestle with whether or not I would share this because it's rather intimate. But here's some things I said about myself way back then. All right. So Kizzy Gray is a thought leader, a woman of vast wisdom, anointed, prophetic, highly favored, respected, renowned, a leader, avid reader, a business professional employing others, an investor, kingdom financier, philanthropist, highly sought after paid speaker, a best-selling author, consultant, a multimillionaire with multiple streams of income, a multimillionaire in the making with multiple streams of income, who's impacting the world to the glory of God. And since I made this years ago, right? So many things have changed. I wasn't an author then. So now I have 6 books, right? I'm a business owner, but I also employ others. I didn't have employees at the time. So your life begins to progress in the areas of your focus. When you're working on things, when you're tracking things, when you're measuring things, you begin to increase, improve, grow, develop, all of that. Okay. So that's the importance of doing it. Another thing I pulled out of my closet was years ago. I have this up too. I put myself in the center here, and I cut out words out of the magazine that describe who I am. Okay. Kizzy Gray is wise, equipped, on time, super cool, God's servant, smart, accomplished, pure, true, honest, a gift, powerful, happy, charitable, whatever. I just pulled these things out and clipped them out of a book on an assignment. You can do something similar, or you can just write it out, or you can just remind yourself of your attributes. When I look at my attributes, who am I? And I want you to do this as an assignment. And so when I look at myself, I'm flexible. I'm an effective communicator. I am optimistic. I'm a team player. I have positive qualities. I'm a supporter. I am faithful. I am determined. And you just look at those things and remind yourself of who you are, especially if you got the beat down at work or in a relationship, or you had a spat with your spouse, whatever. Remind yourself of who you are. Even David in the Bible had to remind himself or encourage himself in the Lord. And sometimes that's what it takes. We have to encourage ourselves in the Lord, just like I'm sure the actors do who wrestle with imposter syndrome too. And they're wrestling with these thoughts of fraudulence, right? Tom Hanks, Jodie Foster, Maya Angelou, Lupita Nyong'o, wrestling with those thoughts of imposter syndrome. And if we don't arrest the automatic thoughts and crush them where they are, they begin to cripple us and stifle us in our growth and keep us bound, because it becomes a stronghold in our lives. And then we're stuck in a fortress that we can't get out of. But you can, right? You can. According to the word of God, we can rewire our brains and rewrite and rescript. And that is our message, after I said it about 3 times now, because I wasn't live. Anyway, I've got to get ready to go out of here today. But thank you for joining. And I did have some worksheets. I'll try to post it later, but I did some worksheets too from my recent talk on one of conferences I did about overcoming mind traps and having a mental reframe. And so I love studying the mind and all of that. It's so fascinating to me. So here's an example. If you have a mind trap that says, I got that question wrong, I'm not smart, here's how you can reframe that thought. I tried my best and I can try again next time. So sometimes we have to reframe our thought. We don't have to say we're a loser, I'm defeated, I'm no good. Don't allow it. Arrest it. Put it under your foot, squash it, and speak, though. I am brilliant. I have the mind of Christ. I'm victorious. I'm abounding in the work of the Lord, whatever. You need to reframe and speak those positive affirmations over your life so that you can walk in the victory and fulfill your assignment and purpose that you're called to do. Okay. Blessings to you all. Sorry I have to run and go because I've done this as a 3-time retake and it hasn't come through. So have a wonderful day. See you here tomorrow for day 16, and then we'll have a few days left. So thank you for being here. Love you all. Blessings. Bye.